Gentlemen, would you please rise? Gentlemen, remove your caps to honor America for the playing of our national anthem.
Just wait till they're all.
You good?
And good.
In left field, number 4, Logan Hera. In center field, number 5, Josh Schwer. In right field, number 14, Peter Jorgen. At third base, number 7, Troy Merriman. At shortstop, number 6, Kevin Schrock. At second base, number 3, Cam Johnson. At first base, number 28, Pete Burkett. And behind the plate, number 35, Miguel Valdez. On the mound today for the Oilers, number 33, Colin Perrell.
Whoopsie.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fifth Third Field in Findlay, Ohio, where we are about to witness Game 3 of the Lake Erie Storm versus your Findlay Oilers. I'm Kyle Neerman alongside David Schwartz, and we'll be calling all of today's action. We've got another doubleheader. Oilers dropped the Twinville yesterday, 15-inning Game 1. The Oilers dropped that one 4-2 and lost Game 2 in 7, 6-0. And we are underway, first pitch time of 12:03. And it's ball one to the leadoff hitter for the Storm, Nico Diani.
I was like 6 out of 10 yesterday on the scoreboard. It's good for me. That's good for me.
Diani, a sophomore, came into the ball game today, hitting .294, hitting in the leadoff spot today. Saw him in the leadoff spot yesterday and also batted 9 in game number 2.
Count now is 2-2 here for Diani. Here comes the pitch. Strike 3, he's out of there. First strikeout of the day for Peril. 1 out down for the Oilers.
Up next for the Storm is the center fielder, Aaron Lindgren. Lindgren coming into the ballgame today, hitting .235. He's got 8 hits in 34 at-bats.
That first pitch is a strike. Count is 0-1 here.
29, Aaron Lindgren.
Again, another cold day out here in Findlay, Ohio at the Fifth Third Diamonds. First pitch temperature was 30 degrees, a little cooler than yesterday.
No tools up here, huh? That leg is stuck in it. Yeah, buckets.
Count now is 0-2 here for Lindgren. Here comes the pitch. Ball 1, count now 1-2 here.
You take that one down there.
Go ahead. Just bring it up. I don't know whose it is. It's theirs, but go ahead.
Now I've got a tables and chairs bench going on. I like this.
It's just gonna blow over, right?
Yeah, oh no, he's got
Pitch high. Count now 2-2 here for Lindgren.
How we bring him up in a wheelchair.
In the second game yesterday, Lindgren was 2 for 4, had a triple in that ball game, and scored a couple of runs.
Ooh, hits it to center.
You talk to him?
Schwer with a nice grab there for out number 2 of the inning.
I told you you're going to be looking for him today.
I will.
Amp now at the plate for the Storm.
No hand goes up there.
Zach DeCamp, the 3-hitter and third baseman for the Storm, had 2 hits in the second ball game yesterday.
Third baseman, number 3, Zach DeCamp.
And is one of the better hitters in this lineup coming into the game today, hitting .429.
First pitch strike there, count 0-1 here for DeCamp. Strike 2, count now 0-2 here with 2 outs. Pitch outside, count now 1-2 here for DeCamp.
DeCamp had 2 hits in game 2 and also had a couple of hits in that 15-inning game number 1. He was 2 for 7 in that ball game. He did strike out twice in his 7 at-bats and fouls this one off to the right side and out of play. Give you some numbers on the Oilers starter, senior Colin Peril. He's had a couple of starts this year and has done a good job for Coach Peril and the Oilers. He's got two starts. He has a 1-0 record, 14 2/3 innings, only allowed 10 hits. He struck out 11 and has yet to give up an earned run. So this is a good starter here for game number 3 for the Oilers.
Fouls it off there. The count remains at 2-2 here for DeCamp. Here comes the pitch. Hits it foul. Count remains at 2-2 here for DeCamp with 2 out here in the top of the first.
Pretty good battle here going between DeCamp and the starter Colin Parrell. Count 2-2 now. Colin's pretty much got any pitch at his disposal at this point as DeCamp's seen them all. See what Coach Brian Mikowski sends out to home plate.
Ball 3 there for a full count for DeCamp. Hits it foul. Count remains full. 3-2 here for DeCamp.
This is the 8th pitch of the at-bat for DeCamp. He's doing a good job hitting in that 3-hole. Not an easy out. Did strike out twice in the first ball game yesterday.
And he walks DeCamp. DeCamp now at first. And at the plate now for the Storm is Sean Matthews.
The shortstop, number 16, Sean Matthews.
Matthews coming into today's ball game, hitting a solid 278. Had 1 hit in the second ball game yesterday and was 2 for 6 in that first game. And if you missed that first game yesterday, fans, that was a 15-inning game. Lasted just over 4 hours. And Lake Erie got on top in that one in the second inning with a single run. Findlay scored a single run to tie it at 1 in the bottom of the 6th. And then we were scoreless until the 15th inning, where Lake Erie broke out for 3 in the top of that inning. And then the Oilers could only muster a single run and found themselves on the short end of a 4-2 ball game.
Swing and a miss there for Matthews. Count is now 1-2. DeCamp now at second after advancing on a wild pitch.
Again, we're just underway here, still in the top of inning number 1. This is the 3rd game of a 4-game series between the Oilers and the visiting Lake Erie Storm.
Swing and a miss, and Parrell earns his second strikeout of the game to end the inning. Score is 0-0, with the inning being 0 runs, 0 hits, 0 errors, and 1 left on base as we head into the bottom of the first.
fielder, number 5, Josh Schwer.
Oh, well, it's too late.
Now we have Josh Schwer at the plate for the Oilers leading off the bottom of the first. And we have Connor Fuller at the mound for the Storm. First pitch ball, count 1-0 for Schwer.
Schwer, one of the 4 freshmen in the lineup today. Coming into today's ball game, hitting .214. He's got 6 hits in 28 tries and gets a single there.
Nice line drive there by Schwer. Leadoff hitter gets on base.
Cam Johnson.
Now
Second
at the
baseman,
plate,
number 3, Cam Johnson.
now at the plate for the Oilers, we have Cam Johnson.
Hey, it's not good.
Johnson hitting .300 this season, 9 hits in 30 at-bats. He was 1 for 3 in the second ball game yesterday.
Does a bunt attempt, but gets out at first, but advances Schwer to second with 1 out here in the bottom of the first.
The right fielder, number 14, Peter Jorgen.
Now we have Peter Jorgen at the plate with a runner in scoring position.
Nice job by Johnson there. Does his job, gets the sacrifice bunt down to the first base side, allows Schwer to get in scoring position for Peter Jorgen, who is hitting .184 this season.
First pitch ball, count is 1-0 here for Jorgen.
Not as strong a wind as we had yesterday. Yesterday, when the wind was blowing out towards the right field pole. Today, a much less intense breeze, but is blowing in from the outfield. So, going to take a pretty good poke to get one out of here today. Of course, the Oilers don't rely on the long ball for their runs anyways, so it's going to take singles, and a single here would score Schwer.
It's at foul count now, 2-1 here for Jorgen.
We played basically 3 ball games yesterday. The first one was 15 innings. And in both of those games, the Oilers had 11 hits in that 15-inning game and then just 2 in the second game, but none of those were for extra bases.
Jorgen fouls it off again. Count now 2-2 with Schwer at second.
I think that is Mr. Or Mr.
Pitch outside for a ball. Count now 3-2 here for Jorgen. With a runner in scoring position. Let's see here if the Oilers can capitalize on this opportunity. Here comes the pitch. It's a nice single to left field. Schwer stays at third. Runners at the corners for the Oilers with 1 out.
Good piece of hitting by Jorgen there. Got the
The
fastball on the
designated
full
hitter,
count.
number 54, Chase Goulet.
Got the fastball in the inner half of the plate. Just kept his hands inside the ball. Turned on it and shot it out over the shortstop into left field. Left fielder playing rather shallow, and so Schwer unable to score, but Goulet with a good scoring opportunity here early in this ball game.
And now at the plate for the Oilers, we have Chase Goulet, their designated hitter.
Goulet hitting .305 coming into the contest today. And with runners on third base and less than 2 outs, the situation that Goulet has here, he's hitting .500.
Ooh. Right person to be on the plate then for the Oilers.
That's right, David.
Count now 0-1 here for Goulet. Hits it to center. Oilers are attempting to take up. They do succeed, and they get their first run on the board to take a 1-0 lead. Oregon stays at first. Good sacrifice fly there by
Third
Goulet.
baseman number 7, Troy Marinan.
Was a good job. Knew all he needed to do was get the ball fairly deep in the outfield. Schwer has good speed at third base, and Schwer leaving as soon as the ball was caught. So a nice sacrifice fly there from Goulet. Didn't try to do too much, just knew he had to get the ball in the outfield, did his job, and the Oilers have an early 1-0 lead.
We now have Troy Merriman at the plate with Jorgen at first. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Here at Fifth Third Field.
Merriman leading the team with a .321 batting average. Also leads the team in walks. He's got 8 of those.
Count is now 0-1 here for Merriman.
Give you some numbers on the pitcher Fuller for the Storm. He's a junior pitcher, comes into the game today with a 1-1 record. He's thrown 10 innings and has allowed 13 hits in those 10 innings of work. Has yet to walk a hitter, just 6 strikeouts, comes in with a 4.5 ERA. The no walks, this tells me this will be a pitcher who will be around the zone quite a bit.
Merriman hits a grounder to short, throws Jorgen out at second to end the inning. Oilers are up 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. As we now at the plate for the Storm here in the top of the second is Cale Giddings. Hits it to left field. Way back, and Hara with a nice grab here for the first out for the Oilers.
Giddings really got a hold of that one. Wind might have played a part in keeping it in the ballpark. Nice job by Hara retreating to just in front of the warning track, making the play for out number 1.
The designated hitter, number 12, Tyler Mitz.
Now we have Tyler Mitt at the plate here for the Storm, and it was good to see that the wind.
Is that what you said yesterday?
It's good to see the wind is on the Oilers' side here. First pitch strike count 0-1 here for Mitt.
And then the Oilers took a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. That was just the 4th time this season the Oilers have scored in the first inning, and it marks the first time in this series that the Oilers have had a lead.
Pitch outside, count now 1-2 here for Mitt. Another ball, count now 2-2.
The leads have been few and far between for the Oilers, but when they can get a lead, it's nice as the pitching staff leads the GLIAC in ERA, now with a 3.13 ERA. Again, that the best in the conference.
A nice take out there by Burkett to get the second out of the game. Now at the plate, we have
The right fielder, number 26, Derek Tarasi.
Derek Tarasi at the plate now for the Storm.
Tarasi, a sophomore. This is just his second ball game in which he has played. This will be his 6th at bat. And still yet to record a hit this season. By getting the start in right field today.
That pitch is a strike. Count is 1-1 here for Tarasi. 2 outs. Top of the second. Oilers are up 1-0. Pitch outside. Count now 2-1.
Early in this ball game, Peril using a nice mix of pitches, using the fastball to get ahead, and then using his off speed to record the outs. Like to see that good mix of pitches from the starter, Colin Peril.
Count now 3-1 here for Tarasi.
Doesn't she play basketball?
It's a grounder to short. Schrock with a nice throw to first to end the inning. Oilers are up 1-0 here at Fifth Third Field. Now leading off for the Oilers in the bottom of the second is Pete Burkett.
Burkett enters the game today, hitting .207. He's got 6 hits. One of those is a triple.
First pitch strike count 0-1 here for Burkett.
Burkett got the start in the first game yesterday and was 2 for 5 in that ball game.
It's a grounder to second. First out for the Oilers. Now at the plate, number 4, Logan Hara. Here at the plate with the count 1-0. 0-1, excuse me. Now it's 0-2. Here for Hara at Fifth Third Field in Findlay, Ohio on a cold, brisk Sunday.
Hara is hitting .279 this season. He's got 12 hits and 43 at-bats. One of those is a double. He's got 3 RBI and has walked 5 times.
That pitch was a ball, count 1-2 here for Hara with 1 out. Got him looking for the strikeout.
I don't know about that one.
And next up at the plate, we have number 6, Kevin Schrock.
The shortstop, number 6, Kevin Schrock.
Pretty good curveball there from Fuller. May have froze Hara a little bit, but ball looked to be just off the plate, backdoored him, and got the strikeout looking on the Oilers left fielder.
First pitch, a strike for Schrock, count 0-1. 2 outs here in bottom of the second.
Fuller doing a good job of getting ahead. Schrock there with the off speed.
It's a ground ball at first base. He throws to the pitcher and takes him out for the 3rd out to end the inning. We head in the top of the 3rd with the Oilers up 1-0. Dylan Yankel now at the plate for the Storm. Here in the top of the 3rd, Oilers are up 1-0. First pitch strike, count 0-1.
Yankel hitting .174 this season. Did not get the start in Game 2 yesterday, but started in Game 1 and went 1 for 7 and had a couple of RBI in that ball game.
Count is now 1-1 here for Yankel. That pitch ball, count now 2-1.
Yankel delivered the big 2-run double that was in the 15th inning yesterday. That put the Storm ahead for good as they won that ball game 4-2.
Last pitch was a strike, count now 2-2.
Oh, watch your fingers.
Ankle hits it foul. Count remains at 2-2. Let's see here if Peril can get his third strikeout out of the game.
Peril ran that fastball in on the hands of Yankel, and Yankel did his best just to foul it off.
It's a ground ball to second. Johnson gets him out for the first out of the inning. Now at the plate for the Storm is Austin Bovensi.
The second baseman, number 6, Austin Bovenzi.
Pavenzi hitting in the 9-hole, where he was yesterday in Game 2, and he went 0 for 3 in that game. Game 1, he hit in the leadoff spot and was 1 for 6.
Count now 0-1 here for Bovensi. Outside there for count now 1-1.
And Pavenzi hitting .219 this season. Has struck out 8 times, leads his team in that department.
It's a foul, count now 1-2. It's a ground ball to Schrock. Schrock throws it in time, gets him out for out number 2.
Left fielder, number 10, Nico Diani.
Delani at the plate here for the Storm. First pitch strike, count 0-1.
Diani 0 for 1 in the ballgame today. He struck out looking to begin inning number 1.
That pitch ball count is now 1-1 for Diani.
Ball just off the plate for Peril there. If there's one thing that you got to like about Peril, it's that he is going to throw a lot of strikes. He only has 3 walks this season. So you know he's going to throw a lot of those strikes. He's going to fill up the zone, force the Storm hitters to beat him.
It's a liner to right field and gets out to end the inning. Oilers are up 1-0 as we head in the bottom of the third with 0 runs, 0 hits, 0 errors, and 0 left on base in the top of the third. Miguel Valdez at the plate to lead this inning for the Oilers.
Valdez was 0 for 2 in the second ball game yesterday and just 1 for 5 in game number 1.
First pitch ball count is 1-0 here for Valdez.
Valdez hitting 143 this season. He's got 6 hits in 42 at-bats and has scored a couple of runs.
Hits it to right field for out number 1. 5 at the
In
plate,
center
Josh
fielder, number
Schwer.
5, Josh Schwer.
Schwer 1 for 1 in the ball game today, singled and scored back in the first inning.
First pitch strike, count 0-1 here for Schwer.
Again, Fuller using the off speed to get ahead of the Oilers hitters, sort of pitching backwards here early in the ball game.
Pitch strike count is now 0-2 here for Schwer. With 1 out, Oilers are up 1-0.
Oh and 2 count here to the Oilers leadoff hitter. Fuller probably going to go with something, trying to get Schwer to chase.
Chase attempt failed. Count is now 1-2 here for Schwer.
Oh, boy.
It's a single to right field. Left field.
Second baseman, number 3, Cam Johnson.
Now we have Cam Johnson at the plate with Schwer at first. Nice single left field he just had there.
That was a nice job by Schwer. Got a couple of curveballs on the first 2 pitches. Went down in the count 0-2. Took a fastball away and then got that curveball again. After seeing it twice, was ready and hit it through the left side of the infield for his second hit of the ball game.
Johnson pops it up. Second base. Out number 2 here for the Oilers. Schwer remains at first. Now we have number 14, Peter Jorgen at the plate.
The right fielder, number 14, Peter Jorgen.
Jorgen also 1 for 1 in the game today. He singled in the first inning.
Stupid walk-ups.
First pitch foul count 0-1. And fans, just a reminder, if you'd like to check live stats, video streams, and recaps of any Oiler action, check out our website at www.athletics.findlay.edu.
Coach Perrell had the hit and run there, and Schwer was off with the pitch. Jorgen swinging to protect his runner. Schwer does have some good speed at first base. He's got a couple of stolen bases.
Pickoff attempt failed there by Fuller. Schwer testing the water, see if he can get to second to give the Oilers a runner in scoring position.
That hit and run call by Coach Perrell. An interesting call with 2 outs. It's an aggressive play. Maybe trying to get a little offense brewing here, try and increase that lead. As it's been the story all year, offense has been hard to come by for the Oilers.
Another pickoff attempt. Not successful. So Schwer remains at first. Jorgen at the plate. Count 0-1 with 2 out.
Fuller with another pickoff attempt there. What that pickoff does gives Schwer a little more hesitation there at first base. If he does get the stolen base, he's got to be a little more cautious, thinking Fuller might come over another time. There goes Schwer, and the hit and run is successful as Jorgen hits it through the right side. Schwer only able to advance to second base, but runners on first and second now with 2 outs.
The designated hitter, number 54, Chase Goulet.
Nice single there by Jorgen. Now we have Chase Goulet at the plate for the Oilers with the runner in scoring position here, 2 out. Let's see here if the Oilers can capitalize on the scoring opportunity.
There, the hit and run paid off for Jorgen. Hit a ball where the second baseman normally would have been playing, but with Schwer on the run, pulled the second baseman towards the bag and opened up that right side of the infield.
Goulet flies at the left field for out number 3 to end the inning. In that inning, the Oilers had 0 runs, 2 hits, 0 errors, 2 left on base. They still lead 1-0 as we head the top of the 4th. Leading off the Storm here in the top of the 4th is Aaron Lindgren with Peril on the mound.
Lindgren flew out to center field in his only at-bat. That was in the first inning.
Second pitch low. Count is now 2-0 here for Lindgren. And Peril is now past the 50 pitch mark. Left pitch low. Count is now 3-0 here for Lindgren.
You mentioned the pitch count for Peril, up over 50 pitches now. Probably not a huge issue. We saw Mason Mayberry yesterday eclipsed the 120 pitch mark. And these guys pitching in these conference games are likely get just the 1 start each week. So they do get a good 6 days of rest in between their starts, which will help the longevity of their ball games and their outings that they are able to pitch.
Swing and a miss. Count is now full for Lindgren.
Be careful.
Pitch outside. Lindgren gets the walk. And now at the plate for the Storm, we have Zach DeCamp with Lindgren at first, 0 outs.
That's just the 4th walk of the season for Colin Peril.
Third baseman, number 3, Zach DeCamp.
And we saw him get ahead of or behind that hitter 3-0. Had to battle all the way back, didn't get the count full, but that last pitch just off the plate and resulted in a walk. That's why you got to get ahead of the hitters. Getting behind 3-0 spells trouble. We'll see how Peril reacts to surrendering a base here with no outs.
Pitch ball, count 1-0 here for DeCamp.
DeCamp has yet to record official at bat this ball game. He walked back in the 1st inning.
That pitch ball count is now 2-0 here for DeCamp with Lindgren at first. Oilers are up 1-0 here in the top of the 4th. Pops it up to right. Jordan with a nice grab, out number 1. Stays at first.
Good job of pitching there by Peril with the runner on first and no outs. Kept that runner at first, didn't allow him to get in scoring position, so not a productive out for the Storm there with the shallow fly ball to right field. Lindgren gets his lead off of first. We see Colin Peril pick off a couple of times. Lindgren has some speed down there at first base. He's got a couple of stolen bases. That good for second on his team. Had a stolen base in the second ball game yesterday. That a 6-0 win for the Storm.
Count is now 2-0 here for Matthews with 1 out.
And Peril has been behind all the hitters in this inning, 2-0.
Matthews fouls it out there for strike 1. Count is now 2-1. Looks like Peril's taking a quick break to reset. Count remains at 2-1 here for Matthews. Pitch strike, count now 2-2.
Good pitch by Peril there. Got the fastball on the outside corner, evening the count at 2. As the sun is now out from behind the clouds, but still a chilly day.
Don't let that sun fool you. It's cold out there still. Peril goes for a pickoff attempt there to get Lindgren out. It's a ground ball to short. Schrock throws it to second. And a first for a great double play there for the Oilers to end the inning. That ends the top of the fourth with the Oilers up 1-0 here at Fifth Third Field. Leading off the Oilers here in the bottom of the fourth is Troy Merriman, with Connor Fuller still on the mound for the Storm.
Merriman is 0 for 1 in today's ball game. Entered the day hitting .321, that best in this Oilers lineup.
It's a ground ball to short, gets him out number one. Now at the plate, we got number 28, Pete Burkett.
The first baseman, number 28, Pete Burkett.
And folks, just to let you know, this game is going 7 innings, and then the second game of the doubleheader will go 9 innings for today. First pitch strike count 0-1 here for Burkett. 1 out. Oilers are up 1-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. It's a ground ball to third.
Single.
And Burkett beats it out for a single. Nice running there by Burkett. Now at the plate for the Oilers, we have number 4, Logan Hara.
The left fielder, number 4, Logan Hara.
That's the swinging bunt there from Burkett. Hit it off the end of the bat, maybe fooled on the pitch, but sometimes you get the bounces to go your way, so it's an infield single. Nice play by the third baseman to barehand and throw to first, but nothing really he could do as the ball just wasn't hit hard enough. And it's the 5th hit of the ball game for the Oilers.
Now let's see here if Hara can advance the runner. First pitch is a ball. Count 1-0 for Hara, with Burkett at first.
Hara
1 out.
Hara 0 for 1 in the game. He struck out looking back in the second inning. And Hara is hitting .279 this season, leads his team in stolen bases. He's got 5 of those.
That pitch is a strike. Count is now 1-1 here for Hara.
We saw Harris show bunt on the first pitch of his at-bat. Does that a lot. known more for his speed than his power. Does have the ability to bunt, especially from that left side, can get the drag bunt. Swinging here, though.
It's that foul. Count is 1-2 now for Hara with Burkett at first still. 1 out. Bowler tries to get Burkett off first, but he slides in time, safe. Count remains at 1-2 here for Hara. Hara hits a grounder to pitcher. The pitcher throws it to second to get Burkett out, but not in time to get Hara out at first. So Hara remains safe on first on a fielder's choice. And now at the plate, number 6, Kevin Schrock.
Shortstop, number 6, Kevin Schrock.
2 outs now for the Oilers.
Schrock hitting .214 this season. He is 0 for 1 in the game today, grounded out to first base in his first at bat of the game. That was in the second inning.
Looks like the pitching coach is coming to the mound. Have a little discussion with his pitcher, talk strategy, figure out what they're going to do here in this situation.
I've never looked at their enrollment. I think it's enrollment.
We're back in action here after that mound meeting. Schrock is still at the plate. Count is 0-0. Here comes the first pitch of this at bat. Ooh, goes for a pickoff attempt. Herod comes in there in time, safe. 2 outs. Oilers are up 1-0 against the Storm.
We see all these checks on the runners at first base, especially with Hara. They know he's got some speed, and in a 7-inning ball game, every run is crucial. So they just want to make sure that Hara doesn't steal himself into scoring position.
It looks like the Storm are making sure that doesn't happen. Pitch outside. Hero's going for the steal. And he's safe. Nice stolen base there by Hara. Runner now in scoring position for the Oilers. That pitch was a ball, so the count is 1-0 for Schrock.
Right, Lake Erie knew it was coming. The pitch high and away. Catcher able to make a good throw, but Hara just too quick and a nice slide around the outside part of the bag. And he's in safely with his 6th stolen base of the year.
That pitch's strike count is 1-1. Let's see here if the Oilers can capitalize on this scoring opportunity here. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Count now 1-2 for Schrock. Here remains at second. 2 outs.
Schrock does a pretty good job with runners in scoring position. He is 5 for 12 this season. That's a .417 batting average. Like to increase that average here.
It's a foul. Count remains 1-2 for Schrock. Error remains at second. 2 out.
Good job by Schrock there. Got the curveball on the outer part of the plate. And just fighting it off to stay alive and see another pitch.
Got him looking for the strikeout to end the inning. Oilers got 0 runs, 1 hit, 0 errors, and 1 left on base in the bottom of the 4th as we now head to the top of the 5th here at Fifth Third Field. Leading off the Storm here in this 5th inning is number 25, Cale Giddings. Peril remains on the mound for the Oilers.
Giddings is 0 for 1, flew out to left field, and his only at-bat of the game. That was in the 2nd inning.
First pitch strike count is 0-1.
Nice to see a first pitch strike there from Peril. Got behind the hitters in the last inning. So getting ahead here to start the top half of the 5th.
Hits a foul, count is 0-2. Let's see here if Peril can get him out here to start off this inning. That pitch is ball. Count is now 1-2 here for Giddings.
Pitch just missed on the outside corner.
Got him looking. Nice strikeout there by Peril. His 3rd of the game. Now at the plate for the Storm is number 12, Tyler Mitt.
The designated hitter, number 12, Tyler Mitt.
Mitt, the designated hitter for the Storm, grounded out to short in the 2nd inning for his only at-bat of the game.
That first pitch was a ball. Count is 1-0 here for Mitt.
Came into the game hitting .214. He was 1 for 7 in the first game yesterday and did not play in game 2. But back in the starting lineup here for this, the third game of a 4-game set.
Count is now 3-0 for Mitt. A 4-pitch walk for Peril. So now Mitt's at first.
The right fielder, number 26, Derek Tarasi.
Now we have Derek Tarasi at the plate for the Storm with Mitt at first, 1 out.
That was the third walk of the game for Peril. That doubles his season total to 6 now. Still doing a pretty good job, though. He's been able to get out of the jams. At this point in the game, again, we're in the 5th inning and we're playing 7 here, so we are late in the ball game.
That first pitch was a ball, count as 1-0 with 1 out and Mitt at first.
Mitt does have 1 stolen base on the year, as we see Colin Peril check on Mitt over at first.
Turret. Use your glove. That's why you got it. Looks like an error by a third baseman, so Tarasi gets to first and Mitt advances to second. And now we have Yankel at the plate for the Storm with 1 out and
The catcher, number
runner
13,
on
Dylan
first and
Yankel.
second. The Storm now have a runner in scoring position, so let's see if Peril can get out of this jam.
Yep, Tarasi laying down the bunt. Merriman was at the cut, so not sure if he was bunting for a base hit there, but Merriman charged and tried to barehand and was unable to get a good grip on the ball, so that'll go as an error on the third baseman, Merriman.
Yankel flies it out to center field. But unfortunately, the runners take up, so Mitt advances to third and Tarasi advances to second, now with 2 out.
The second baseman, number 6, Austin Bovenzi.
And now Austin Bovenzi at the plate for the Storm.
That's why you got to hit your cutoff there. Schwer fielding the ball in center field, throwing it in, missed his cutoff, and allowed the runner at second. Mitt would have likely gotten to third anyways, but the runner Tarasi saw that the throw was through the cutoff and then advanced to second base. Now 2 runners in scoring position.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the Storm, number 28, Rutger Lukey.
Looks like Rutger Lukey is now pinch hitting for the Storm as they're going to try to runner in to tie up this game because they have 2 runners in scoring position with 2 out, and they are down 1-0 here in the top of the 5th.
Lupke, a junior, is hitting .333 this season. Got the start in game 2 yesterday and went 1 for 3. Did not play in the first game yesterday.
First pitch is a ball, count 1-0. Valdez quickly recovers to grab that ball, make sure the runner doesn't advance to home.
All right, Valdez has to be a wall back behind home plate. Pass ball or wild pitch would mean a run for the Storm. It would easily score. Pretty deep backstop here at Fifth Third Field. Farrell's really got to bear down and get out of this jam. This is the first time that the Storm have had a runner reach third base.
That pitch is a strike. Count is now 1-1 for Lubke.
The only other real scoring threat came in the top of the fourth inning for the Storm. That was quickly erased on the double play ball. Farrell's done a pretty good job of getting out of jams thus far. Needs to do it again here in the top of the fifth.
That pitch outside. Count is now 2-1. Lukey hits a single to left field. Knocks in 2 runs on that single to give the Storm a 2-1 lead.
Box key.
That is the first hit of the game for the Storm, and it's a big one, a 2 RBI single for Lupke,
The left fielder, number 10, Nico Diani.
who entered the game as a pinch hitter, so he definitely did his job.
He brought home a big delivery for the Storm there as they now take the lead. Looks like Valdez is going to have a little chat with Peril, discuss things here.
There's 2.
And we've got a pinch runner at first base now. Anthony Ortiz is in for the hitter, Lupke, who just delivered a big 2-run single to put the Storm ahead 2-1 in this ball game. Both of those runs are unearned as the error on the third baseman, Troy Merriman, would have been the third out of the inning. But now a hit batter to Diani, and the Storm aren't done yet.
The center fielder, number 29, Aaron Lindgren.
So Ortiz is at second, Diani is at first, 2 outs, and Aaron Lindgren at the plate for the Storm.
And some action now in the Oilers bullpen. It looks like Alexander Tice, the freshman right-handed pitcher, is going to get out there and get loose.
Let's see here if Peril can stop the bleeding and get out of this inning.
That's going to be key. Any more runs at this point is going to make it a lot more difficult for the Oilers, who only have a couple of innings. They have, 3 more at-bats now. We are in the top of the fifth. We're playing just 7 here, so don't want to let this 1-run lead turn into any more.
Nice throw by Valdez, the third, to get Ortiz out to end the inning. Storming are up 2-1 as we go into the bottom of the fifth. Leading off for the Oilers in the bottom of the fifth is the catcher, number 35, Miguel Valdez. Fuller still on the mound for the Storm.
Valdez 0 for 1 in the ball game today. A fly out to right field in the 3rd inning.
First pitch ball, count 1-0 for Valdez.
And if you missed it, the Storm have taken the lead in this ball game 2-1 over the Oilers. Rutger Lupke delivered a big 2 RBI single in the top half of this inning. That was the first and so far the only hit of the ball game for the Storm, and it was a big one. And Oilers trailing this one 2-1.
Count now 2-1 for Valdez. Oh, that pitch was a strike. Count now 2-2.
Valdez hitting 143 this season. Like a hit here to lead off the 5th. Again, the Oilers only have 3 more at-bats as we just play 7 here.
Got him looking for the strikeout. First out for the Oilers. Now at the plate is number 5, Josh Schwer.
The center fielder, number 5, Josh Schwer.
And that was the 4th strikeout of the ball game for the pitcher, Fuller. Schwer is 2 for 2 in this ball game. Singled and scored in the 1st inning and singled again in the 3rd.
First pitch ball, count 1-0 for Schwer. Hits it foul, count now 1-1 with 1 out.
Oilers are going to need to remain confident at the plate. Tendency when you give up a lead late in a ball game is to bring on sort of that here we go again attitude, and that's sort of been the story for the Oilers. So let's see if the dugout can have a little life. You got to keep some confidence up there at the plate, knowing that you can come back and at least tie this ball game. Don't want to give up just yet. It's just a run.
Absolutely. Change the story.
Oops.
That pitch was out now. It's 1-2 here for Schwer with one out. The first out was a strikeout by Valdez. Swing and a miss for Schwer for the strikeout. Out number 2. Now at the plate, number 3, Cam Johnson.
Second baseman, number 3, Cam Johnson.
And Johnson is 0 for 2 in the game today. Pardon me, 0 for 1. Had a sacrifice bunt back in the first inning and popped out to shortstop in the third.
Let's see here if he can get on base for the Oilers. First pitch is a strike. Count 0-1 for Johnson.
Johnson showing bunt there, pulling back. Third baseman DeCamp is playing a couple steps behind the bag at third. And Johnson's got some speed. If he can get one down that third base line, it'd be a base hit for Johnson. See what he does here.
It's foul. Strike 2. Count now 0-2 for Johnson.
Got to believe that Fuller's got a little more confidence on the mound now. His team came through, finally got a hit on the board and put some runs on the board. Gave him a lead. He was pitching well up until this point, just the one run back in the first inning. He's likely pitching with a new mindset on the mound. Now a little more confidence in his offense. And he's done a pretty good job of shutting this Oilers offense down.
Got him looking for the strikeout for the third out of this inning. We now head in the top of the 6th with Lake Erie up 2-1 here at Fifth Third Field.
Leading off the top of the 6th for the Storm, number 29, Aaron Lindgren.
We're in the top of the 6th now. Lake Erie up 2-1. Aaron Lindgren at the plate for the Storm. First pitch is a ball. Count 1-0.
Lindgren walked in his last plate appearance. That was in the 4th inning. Flew out to center field in inning number 1.
It's a foul. Count is now 1-1. Peril is still on the mound for the Oilers. Another foul ball by Lindgren. Count is now 1-2.
Yeah, throwing that pitch enough today. Change up.
Yep. It's a foul. Count remains at 1-2 for Lindgren. 0 outs, top of the 6th. Storm are up 2-1 here at Fifth Third Field in Findlay, Ohio.
Those 2 runs that Lake Erie scored in the 5th inning ended a scoreless streak for Colin Perrell. He had pitched 20 scoreless innings up until that point.
Base hit to second by Lindgren. He gets on first. Now we have DeCamp at the plate for the Storm.
The third baseman, number 3, Zach DeCamp.
Perrell maybe would have benefited more letting that ball go. Johnson ranging to his right. Perrell's reaction obviously is to glove the ball, stuck his glove out, tipped off the end. Johnson had to redirect his route and just didn't have enough time to get the speedy Lindgren.
First pitch is ball count 1-0 for DeCamp with Lindgren at first with 0 outs here on top of the 6th. Pick off the 10th there by Perrell, keeping a close eye on Lindgren. Doesn't want him to advance to second to get him in scoring position.
What?
Pitch high up. Ball 2, count 2-0 for DeCamp.
Yeah, DeCamp just giving himself up with the sacrifice bunt, but Perrell's throwing 2 pitches up and above his head. Oilers need to take the out here, as there is no way and a runner on first base. And 2-0, I wonder here if DeCamp might be given the green light. He is the best hitter in the Storm lineup, came into this ball game hitting .429.
Bunts it up to Perrell. Perrell gets him out in time, but Lindgren advances the second with 1 out.
Shortstop, number 16, Sean Matthews.
And now we have Sean Matthews at the plate for the Storm with a runner in scoring position.
A good sacrifice bunt by DeCamp there. Did his job, got Lindgren down to second base and in scoring position for Matthews, who is 0 for 2 in the ball game, struck out swinging in the first and grounded into a double play in the 4th. But an opportunity here for Matthews to extend this lead.
First pitch ball count 1-0 for Matthews. Swing and a miss. Strike 1, count 1-1 for Matthews.
Perrell got him swinging on the changeup there. It's one of Perrell's better pitches. We'd like to see it a little more here in this ball game. It's been pretty effective getting swings and misses. Everybody's out on their front foot when they throw that pitch.
Pitch is inside for a ball. Count is now 2-1. Pitch is high for ball 3. Count 3-1 for Matthews.
He's down. Get him out.
Folks, just like to mention our sponsors for today's game. We have Keith's Dugout, where they have terrific hamburgers there. You can grab one on the way to the game. And we have Sycamore Springs Golf Course, located in Arlington, Ohio. Ball 4 there, so Matthews advances to first with Cale Giddings now at the plate for the Storm. 1 out. And Coach Brian Mikowski is going to meet with the pitcher on the mound, and they're going to have a pitching change possibly.
Yep.
And Peril will be done for the day, and Alex Tice will come to the mound. Here in the top of the 6th inning for the Oilers, the Storm are leading 2-1. Alex Tice is now on the mound for the Oilers as we resume play with Cale Giddings at the plate. And we have Lindgren at second and Matthews at first with 1 out. Storm are up 2-1.
Okay.
Valdez bobbled the ball a little bit, so the runners advanced. So now Lindgren is at third and Matthews is at second with 1 out. Out 1-0 for Giddings.
Tice, a freshman right-hander out of the bullpen for Coach Peril. He's thrown 8 innings so far this season in 3 ball games. Has allowed 7 hits, has 6 strikeouts, and has allowed 3 runs to score, so a 3.38 ERA for the freshman. And we now see the infield drawn in tight, trying to prevent another run from scoring.
Giddings hits it to right center, trying to make it a double. He does. Oh, he gets out. Got him. Nice take there by Schrock. However, 2 runners advance to home, the score, to give the Storm a now 4-1 lead.
8. 8, 4, 6.
Yep.
Baseman, number 12, Tyler Mitt.
Good throw out there to get So Mitt got the first on a walk, and now we have Tarasi at the plate with 2 outs. Storm up 4-1. Tarasi hits a ground ball to short. Schrock tosses to Johnson to get the 3rd out. We now are going to head into the bottom of the 6th with the Storm up 4-1. We're now in the bottom of the 6th inning, and leading up for the Oilers is number 14, Peter Jorgen. Storm up 4-1.
And now that the day is done for Colin Parrell, the starter for the Oilers, we'll give you the final line on him. He pitched 5 1/3 inning, just gave up 2 hits, but allowed 4 runs, 2 of those earned, walked 4, and struck out 3. The walks came back to hurt Colin in this ballgame, and Oilers trail it now 4-1.
And the count is now 1-1 here for Jorgen. Fuller still on the mound for the Storm, as he has only pitched 59 pitches so far in the game.
He's been really efficient in the ballgame. Jorgen is 2 for 2, has singles in the 1st and 3rd innings.
Count is now 1-2, and let's see if he can keep that trend going.
Chase Goulet.
We now have the designated hitter, Chase Goulet, at the plate.
Goulet is 0 for 2 in the ballgame. Flew out to center in the 1st and flew out to left in the 3rd inning. That last at bat was a pop out to the first baseman for Pete Jorgen.
Just call him and tell him.
How do I call him?
Goulet hits it to left. He gets out, unfortunately, for the 2nd out of the inning, and now we have number 7, Troy Merriman, at the plate for the Oilers.
The 3rd baseman, number 7, Troy Merriman.
Merriman 0 for 2 in today's ball game. Nice freshman here, freshman 3rd baseman for the Oilers. Merriman entered the ball game today, leading his team, hitting .321. Gets on base at a .446 clip. They're going to need all the base runners they can get now as they trail by 3 runs and are down to their final 4 outs.
First pitch is a strike. Count is 0-1 here for Merriman.
And Oilers took the lead early in this ball game, had a 1-0 lead after the first inning. We had zeros all the way through the fifth, and Rutger Lupke came on as a pinch hitter and delivered a 2-run single in the top of the fifth inning, and the Storm again added 2 runs in the sixth, and that gets us where we stand now with a 4-1 lead for the Lake Erie Storm.
Hits it foul. Count remains 0-2 for Merriman.
It's tough for the Oilers these last few games. No real answer for their lack of offense. I know that it can get pretty frustrating. Some of the pitchers may be feeling a little frustrated as they've done a pretty good job of keeping the run total for the opponents down, but Oilers offense just not able to get anything going. A lot of those fail in this one, 4-1.
There has been a pitching change for the Oilers. Now on the mound is Reed Renolette. And leading off the top of the seventh for the Storm at the plate is Dylan Yankel.
Renolette getting his first taste of varsity action, did pitch in a reserve game back in Florida. Nice lefty out of the bullpen from Defiance, Ohio. Won a state championship with Tenora in his senior season. And getting his first taste of Oilers baseball. In a pretty crucial spot here. Got to keep this lead at 4-1. Any more than 3 runs in an inning is an extremely tall order for an offense that has been stagnant.
Pitch is a strike. Count is now 2-2 for Yankel.
And Renolette, one of only 2 lefties in the bullpen for Coach Peril. Renolette one and Anthony Andrzejak the other. Both of those pitchers are freshmen. Coach Peril may be trying to see if he's got a good lefty out of the bullpen and Reed Renolette, start using him a little more often, as this is his first taste of baseball this season.
Yankel was shooken up a little bit at that last pitch. He may have fouled it off his knee or somewhere on his leg. We're going to take a short break here with the Storm leading 4-1.
Play's got to be made.
A single to left by Yankel. Gets on first. 0 outs. And now we have Ortiz at the plate for the Storm.
Pitcher.
Number 19, Connor Fuller.
No, the pitcher assumed DH.
Oh, excuse me. Now it looks like we have a change. So now Connor Fuller, the pitcher, is at the plate for the Storm.
Because they lost the DH.
Nice punt there by Fuller to advance the runner. One out now for the Storm with a runner in scoring position. We now have Aaron Lindgren at the plate for the Storm, and count is 1-1. Pitch is a ball. Count is 2-1 now, with a runner on second. 2 outs.
Lindgren is 1 for 2 in today's ball game, has a single and scored a run.
He pops it up to first. It's grabbed by Burkett to end the inning. The Storm lead 4-1 as we head to the bottom of the 7th here in Fifth Third Field. Leading off the Oilers in the bottom of the 7th is number 1, Tyler Donaldson, with Fuller still on the mound for the Storm. First pitch is a strike, count 0-1.
Donaldson playing in his 4th ball game. Just has a couple of at-bats and yet to record a hit this season. Donaldson takes and count goes to 1-2. Again, a reminder, fans, as we near the end of this ball game, for a full recap and box score from today's game or any other game involving the Findlay Oilers, you can check our website at athletics.findlay.edu.
Logan Hara now at the plate for the Oilers. 1 out. Oilers up 4-1 against the Storm up 4-1 against the Oilers. And like Hal said about the website, it's a terrific tool to learn a lot about Oilers athletics, get a lot of in-depth information and analysis about the sporting events. So please check it out at athletics.findlay.edu. Hara hits a ground ball to first. First baseman runs it out to take him out. Out number 2. Now we have Kevin Schrock at the plate for the Oilers with 2 outs here in bottom of the 7th.
The shortstop, number 6, Kevin Schrock.
That's right. Oilers down to their last out of the game. They trail in this one by 3 runs. Took the lead early in the first inning, scored in the bottom of the first, but the Storm has scored 4 unanswered runs and lead it 4-1 here. This is the last chance for the Oilers here. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th.
First pitch is a strike, count is 0-1, and let's see here if Schrock can spark a comeback for the Oilers. Let's see if he can get on base, get something going. That pitch was a ball. Count is 1-0 now for Schrock. Excuse me, count is now 1-1 for Schrock.
This is the 3rd at-bat of the ball game for Schrock. He's 0 for 2 to this point.
Pitch outside for a ball. Count is 2-1 now for Schrock.
What else to do?
Right here, right?
Wow.
Oh. That hit was foul. Almost was in the right fielder's glove, but luckily fell out. Give Schrock another chance at the plate. Count is now 2-2.
At the right fielder playing in and towards the line. Had Schrock played perfectly and just couldn't make the play.
And Schrock strikes out swinging to end the ball game. The Storm win the game 4-1. And we'll give you some final stats here in a second here from my partner Kyle.
Yep, the Oilers dropped this one to the Storm, dropped the first 3 games of this 4-game series. They lose that ball game 4-1. Pitcher of record is Colin Perrell, gets his first loss of the year. Sorry, go ahead, Jim. Yeah. Okay, Colin Perrell gets his first loss of the year. He pitched 5 1/3, allowed just 2 hits, but 4 runs, walked 4, and struck out 3. Fuller gets the win for the Storm. He improves his record to 2-1. He pitched all 7 innings, just allowed 5 hits, and the 1 earned run, which came in the bottom of inning number 1. We'll be back in about 20 minutes for the final game of this 4-game set. Oilers will look to salvage 1 of this 4-game series. Again, Oilers drop this one in 7. They lose by a final of 4-1.